Hello and welcome back to Witchy-Woo Tarot. My name is Chris and this reading is for the twin flame soul connections out there. It is for all signs, but it will not be for every person watching. So if the message resonates with you, please be sure to comment down below. And if not, check out some of my other videos for messages you need to hear. And remember, time, energy, and gender are fluid, so feel free to reverse roles however you see fit. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So thank you very, very much to my new and returning subscribers. You guys are amazing. Your love and support on this channel is so appreciated. And I still can't believe that we already made it to 2K in under a year. So thank you guys so much for following me along. And if you aren't already following along on social media, be sure to check the description box below for all of my handles, Facebook, Instagram, etc., etc. So this is going to be a weekly energy check-in for, like I said, the twin flamesy poos and soulmates out there. And this is officially Sagittarius season. So I'm going to be looking into the energy of divine masculine and divine feminine, which, as we know, is not about gender. It is about positive and negative energy. So since we all have that energy within us, that duality within each of us, the whole goal is to gain balance and come to a place of unity. So whichever you resonate with, sometimes you could resonate with masculine, sometimes feminine. It really just depends on where you are in your journey. Everyone's journey is unique. And like I said, this is about your personal spiritual journey. So let's see what messages come out. And as we always say, take whatever resonates with you and don't force the rest to fit like Cinderella's shoe. Okay, don't be Drizella. All right. So let's see where the general energy is for the divine masculine. We have the spider for the masculine. And for the feminine, we have the rabbit. So let's take a look at the spirit animal messages and see what is going on. So, guys, let me just tell you, I've been really getting to know this, this deck, this spirit animal deck. I don't work with it as often as I probably should, but I love it. And I love these messages that come out. Kim Kranz is a genius. So we have the spider for the masculine. Creator of prosperity through life's work and dharma. And so this card was also the same card that Pisces got in the Sagittarius season zodiac readings. So the spider is an ingenious creator. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of dharma into a vast, intricate web that supports the spider and those around it, both financially and spiritually. It is hard work, but the spider neither tires nor becomes impatient. This card reminds us creativity is everywhere. Be process-oriented rather than results-oriented, and soon your work becomes like the weaving of a magical, priceless tapestry. Abundance follows. So when in balance, appreciative, enthusiastic, prosperous. When out of balance, discouraged, tired, and forlorn. So to bring into balance playful creativity. So I think this is really powerful for the masculine to be getting the spider energy, because the spider is also like a divine feminine type energy, okay? As the creator, right? So kind of almost empress energy. But the message I'm hearing right now for the masculine is that they're finally starting to do whatever it is that makes them truly happy, following their passion and creating something that is beautiful to them, okay? Not only are they working for themselves, but everything that they're doing is to create stability for themselves and for their future family, okay? And I think that right now, especially, the masculine is starting to kind of see where maybe they've spent a lot of time doing things for other people or working at a job that they didn't like or anything along those lines. They're starting to see where they've held themselves back from their own future and their own life, how magnificent it could be by just kind of following the rules, okay? So now the masculine's starting to branch out and create something beautiful for them. as it says here, creator of prosperity through life's work. So living in their soul purpose, doing something finally that means something to them and not just doing things for the sake of doing things. And I think that's really important. So if this divine masculine energy was at some point discouraged or felt like they weren't going anywhere, they're taking control of their life now, and from a standpoint of where the feminine was all those months ago, right? So back to the eclipse energy. Think about where the feminine was when all of the eclipses started, right? We were truly starting to harness our creativity and start to build our future the way we wanted it, right? Because the divine feminine took the lead. But now, as we end this cycle of regression, going backwards in all of our planets, the masculine is playing catch up. So the masculine is actually rising now to meet the feminine on that level, okay? So I don't know why I'm hearing 6 months, but for some of you, it could take another 6 months for your masculine to truly be on your level. So when it comes to the feminine energy, I find it really ironic because we have the rabbit, which is, keywords are afraid of everything, overwhelmed, and frozen. The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks about it, so loudly in fact, that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future, and we become our own worst enemy. We spin up a dust cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words, oh rabbit. They shape your destiny. When in balance, sensitive, problem solver, and good listener. When out of balance, over-explains and talks fast. To bring into balance a day of silence. So feminine, some of you might be feeling frozen in fear, okay? You might be kind of just waiting, I guess, for the shoe to drop, or kind of waiting for things to go wrong. Oh, my hand just got really itchy. So the reminder here is, think of all of the hard work that you do and that you've done to get to this point. Don't allow yourself to go backwards and fall into fears or doubts, because you are creating your destiny, as you know from the last 6 months of creating your damn destiny, feminine. So don't allow yourself to get back into that place where you second guess yourself, or where you're just imagining the worst case scenario perhaps, or like I said, falling into doubts and fears, however that may manifest for you physically, okay? Don't allow yourself to become the victim. Don't allow yourself to backtrack from all of the work you've done to raise your vibration and be here on this level spiritually, okay? So, but again, every journey is different, and there are different energies. They fluctuate, right? And so, as I said earlier, you may resonate sometimes with the masculine or sometimes with the feminine, and there is kind of an up and down, or a push or pull between the masculine and feminine energy. The whole point is to get into balance, yes, but just because divine feminine is the light that kind of pushes the masculine into their spiritual journey doesn't mean that the feminine isn't going to have those moments where she's like alert, I guess, expecting the worst, kind of on edge, fearful, worried. Don't do that, feminine. Okay, if you're a feminine watching this video, channel the parts of a rabbit that are smart and resourceful. Okay, think of Peter Rabbit. Okay, think of how smart that rabbit was to outsmart the gardener, and think about everything that they went through to get what they wanted to get. It's a journey. It's going to be hard, okay? But you've got to just remember what you've went through and not allow yourself to fall back, okay? So, sorry, I was stumbling on my words there a little bit, feminine. So let's get into the masculine energy and see what's going on. I'll be using the Game of Thrones tarot for the masculine. Gosh, I feel like something's poking me in the eye. First, my hand was itchy, then the eye poking thing. I don't know, guys. Weird things have been happening to me during my readings recently. Just bear with me. All right, so masculine. Ooh, that was a nice shuffle. What do we have for the mask? Oh, guys, look at that. I couldn't help. I just, for some reason, looked and there it was, the Four of Wands. So in general, I think this is definitely standing out to the masculine, the idea of union, okay? So I'm going to let it go back into the deck because I wasn't really intending to look, but I did. So sometimes you got to take a sneak peek, guys, and see what's going on. So Page of Spears. So Page of, what is Spears? Wands, I believe. Yeah, Page of Wands and the Four of Coins in their conscious thoughts. And I will get this angle right at some point today. Perhaps. Maybe not. Who knows? So what's going on in their heart space? Guys, I feel like someone's tickling my face. Like I said, so many weird things have been happening to me recently in these readings. Itchiness, like lights flickering, heat in certain places on my body, just nuts. So let's see. What is the masculine feeling in their heart space towards the feminine? Whoa. Seven of Pentacles and the Sun. Goodness. I see you, masculine. So these cards are kind of big. I might have to overlap them. So what is the masculine? How are they viewing the feminine currently? King of Swords. Sorry. It's not funny. I mean, it is, but it's not. All right, so masculine. What is the masculine's intentions? We have the Hanged Man and the masculine's desired outcome. Now I'm having the giggle fits, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. What is the masculine's desired outcome? Oh my God, guys. We have the Empress. This is hilarious. And like I said, I'm getting all kinds of tickly feelings on my face. This is so funny. Okay, so I'm trying to be serious, okay? I'm trying to get through this reading. And maybe the angle needs to be fixed. All right, I'm sorry. This is taking forever, guys. So what's on the bottom of the deck for the masculine? We have Death. Oh, God. Okay, coming in hot with the Death card for the masculine. So in the recent past, masculine is obviously going through a transformation, letting the old die away and becoming ready to birth anew. There's this fighting energy I see here with Arya with her sword out. It's like the masculine's ready to take on whatever battle it's almost like the Seven of Swords in a way. Actually, not Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands in a way. Like he's ready to fight and fight to the death. He wants to do whatever he needs to do to move forward into a new cycle, letting go of that, whatever it is that's old. So this could be masculine, ending a relationship, leaving a job, telling that friend or that family member to, go away. So whatever the case may be for you, whatever your story is, masculine has gone through this transformation as this is the recent past. So let's see what's going on in their conscious thoughts. We have the Page of Spears. So masculine he's ready to take that action, okay? He's been holding on, he's been holding back, and he's been working on his stability, okay? He's been really trying to save up his money. He's been trying to come to a place of where he feels comfortable financially. And like I said, he's been holding on and holding back. And the Page of Spears is that inspiration, that idea, and finally starting to embark on that idea, okay? These are the first forward motions towards what it is that they're after. And so I think now, since they've gone through this transformation. This could be them kind of trying to come up with an idea. But again, it's an inspiring energy. It's the spark. It's that first step towards taking action on whatever it is that's calling the soul. Okay. But like I said, I think they're also aware of maybe how long they've held back. And so I think that they're starting to think about maybe time, perhaps time constraints, wanting to put something into action, but kind of needing to make sure their ducks are in a row or their coins are stacked before they do so. And so in their heart space, we have the 7 of coins. So, wow. Okay. So I really feel like the masculine is ready to harvest, okay? 7 of coins is planting the seeds, watching it grow, being patient enough to know it's not going to just come the next day, right? This is something that's taken a long, long time. It's not something that it's just like fleeting. This is something that has required a lot of hard work and dedication. So the masculine in his heart, he's wanting to bring this hard work into fruition. Okay, the sun is the happiest card in the deck. It's a yes. It's a brand new positive beginning. It's light energy, and it's also masculine energy. So I think that since we've had that role reversal over the last few weeks, I think that the masculine kind of used the feminine as that light, right? That sunlight in his life, that guidance that has been helping him along this long ass journey of him waiting and working on his stability. And so I think that he also understands too where like there was a missed opportunity between them, because this could also signify like seeds not growing or like taking too long to grow. And so again, going back to that time constraint, I think the masculine is like, oh gosh, like this is so much time has gone by. Like, how do I revive whatever this was that was growing and now birth it and start anew and have this brand new, like amazing, happy beginning with the feminine. Okay. And so also in their heart, they think of the feminine and they feel that yes energy, that warm and like attractive, powerful energy that the feminine gives off. Okay. So as we've been seeing, feminine's been gaining balance over her masculine and feminine energy. And so, taking that power and control over her life has been very important in the masculine's journey. And so again, she's the light that's guiding the way. However, now here's why I was laughing, guys, because we have like this, he's like the king of the Nightwalkers, right? He's the king of swords. And this is a very cold energy. It's you know, I think the masculine feels like you are going to just cut their heads right off, okay? I think they understand, like I said, how long things have taken. I think that they are starting to see now the truth of what really makes them feel happy, and that they need to start taking action, moving forward, you know, getting their things in line to make this new beginning real. And so they see you feminine and you're like, come at me, bruh. Like that's how they see you. And it's funny because that's not really it, right? We're just in that king energy. We have evolved. Now we are diplomatic enough to just stand in our truth. We don't have to ask for the truth. We just are the truth. And so maybe we come off as intimidating as feminines because we are so powerful and we stand in our truth in that masculine energy. We take control over our lives and we make it happen while still remaining just so effortlessly, you know, nurturing and kind and all those feminine qualities too, right? So I think the masculine might be a little bit intimidated by the feminine right now. And so that's why they're trying to like, it's like they're taking their time because they kind of want to make sure that it's perfect. And that's kind of the the feeling I got from the Four of Coins too, like just kind of making sure all the ducks are in a row. That way, you know, when they come forward, it's not like in some half-ass bullshit energy. They want to come in strong, right? And so I think right now, since the masculine has gone through this transformation, I think now they're starting to realize what it's really going to take to make this happen, and how difficult it might be for them to come forward. Because again, this energy just, I'm sorry I laughed so hard, because I'm a Libra, and sometimes, you know, I can be very cold towards people. I'm known to cut people off out of my life. And, you know, I've been judged for it. People like to say like, oh, I'm running from my problems, but that's really not the case. I just don't choose to entertain any toxic energy, and I don't owe anyone any explanations. So it doesn't bother me to cut someone out of my life if they're not, you know, contributing or giving back the energy in a balanced way. I'm like, see ya. Like, I ain't got time for that, right? And so, you know, a lot of feminines are kind of getting on that page, and I think the masculine's aware. So it might be a little scary, but their intentions are to come out of this stuck energy. I think that right now they might feel like this, like they're completely stripped bare, and they could feel like, this almost kind of reminds me of an X-ray too. Like maybe the feminine just sees right through them. And so they intend to like, it's like they intend to like let the feminine know that they've had a lot of time to think, and they've like stripped everything away. When it comes to their ego, they've had a completely different perspective now based on everything that has happened. And so the Hanged Man is all about enlightenment. And again, we have the sun, which literally is light. So this sun energy and this Hanged Man energy, I think the masculine is seeing the light, literally. And that is what they intend to do. They intend to, like, I guess, show the feminine that they are changed, that they now see things for what they truly are. And their desired outcome is you, feminine. It's you. It's always been you. And so for those of you who have seen this movie, Lord, why did I say movie? It's like a movie every episode. If you've ever seen Game of Thrones, okay, Daenerys, she's a little cray, but that's okay, right? Sometimes, you know, feminines, this is kind of like the stipulations that come along with being the feminine. We sometimes are perceived as crazy, right? But we are powerful, we are passionate, we stand in our truth, we are so full of love, we are mothers, we are nurturers, we create, and we are the all-powerful divine feminine, okay? So, crazy or not crazy, call yourself crazy. I think crazy is a lot more fun than being fucking boring, right? So the Empress energy comes out for what the divine masculine is desiring as the outcome, okay? They are desiring you, the end. So let's see what's going on with the feminine. I will be using the Crow Tarot, which I just got. And guys, I will also be giving away a copy of the Crow Tarot in my monthly giveaway this month. So one lucky winner will receive this deck. So let's see what's going on with the feminine and her conscious thoughts. Please don't burn my cards, candle. So we have, oh bless it, we have the Five of Pentacles. See, right here, with this rabbit energy, feminine, you cannot be focusing on lack. You cannot be focusing on what it is that you don't have, okay? So let's move forward. Might be time for a little spiritual spanking, feminines. What's going on in the feminine's heart space? Feminine's heart space, please. Justice. Okay, okay. And how does the feminine view the masculine? guys. The death card. It's like the feminine already knows what's going on with the masculine, guys, all the time. Isn't that the case, though? Feminines just be knowing shit, right? We just already know in advance what's happening because we feel that, right? We feel that energy. We've already processed that energy, and now it's time for the masculine to do the same. So let's stop messing with the cards. There we go. So how is the feminine intending to move forward? What are the feminine's intentions regarding the masculine? That one flipped out with a flourish. Oh, wow. Another card that matches. We have the Four of Pentacles, and oh, look at that. The masculine has the Four of Pentacles in their conscious thoughts. It's almost like they're reading each other's minds. So what is the feminine's desired outcome? Okay, let's see. One card for the feminine's. You know what? Oh my gosh, guys. This is the best reading I've ever done in my life. The Four of Wands comes out for the feminine's desired outcome. And we just saw the Four of Wands peek out at us from the bottom of the deck. You cannot even make this shit up. Okay, so bottom of the deck for the feminine, we have the Six of Wands. So victory, success. Feminine, it looks to me like you are starting to come to a point where you're being acknowledged and recognized for all of the hard work that you've been doing. You're being praised, perhaps. People are looking up to you. We have more of this sun energy. It's like you're radiant. And it's almost like you've already built this masterpiece that the masculine's working on for himself. You've already achieved a certain level of success to where you, again, are being celebrated. This is victory for you, okay? So a lot of you feminines, as we saw in the previous reading the week before this, you are in union with yourself. You are balancing your masculine and feminine energy. Now, back to the spiritual spanking. Don't allow yourself to backtrack from this energy by getting stuck in your mind, okay? So let's talk about what's going on in the feminine's conscious thoughts. Oh gosh, here we go. There, that's good. Is it though? Is it good? All right, here we go. So where was I at? Conscious thoughts for the feminine. The Five of Pentacles. This is lack. This is not having things. This is about being left out in the cold, or like feeling left out and not having, maybe your finances in order, or worrying about not having your finances in order. But most of all, what I see here, since this is conscious thoughts, is a lack mentality. So it's literally the same thing that we were talking about with the rabbit. Don't allow yourself to get in thoughts of fear and doubts about your stability when you are obviously doing so well. Remember that you create your reality with the thoughts that you think, with the words that you speak, with the actions that you do. So don't allow yourself to go back there, okay? Focus on what's in your heart. We have the Justice card. So feminine's got Libra energy. She's balanced. She is fighting for her truth. I think also, feminine in her heart just wants, balance between her and the masculine. She's wanting to get to that point of alignment where everything is just right. And this could also be the feminine hoping in her heart that the masculine has had some sort of justice in his own life, to where maybe, again, like moving on to this next card, how she sees the masculine. It's like in her heart, she's hoping that this justice has been served so that this transformation could occur. But as we have the masculine showing up with the Death card in the recent past, feminine is picking up on that energy, and she's seeing him that he has completely changed, perhaps, or that he's rising from the ashes of his old life, okay? And so, wow, really strong reading, guys. So as we can see here, we have the masculine with the Four of Coins in his thoughts, and the feminine's intentions are the Four of Coins. So feminine intends to to continue to build her own stability, perhaps hold back from the masculine a little bit and just kind of, excuse me, my throat is closing up all of a sudden. Perhaps hold back from the masculine and kind of hold her cards close to her chest. As you can see, we have like, she's clutching these two. It kind of looks like little pentacle bras, but okay, anyways, so she's holding back her energy is what I feel like. I think she's focusing more on her finances, on her stability, and, you know, at the same time though, she's still also holding on, okay? Same meaning, but different segment of the reading. So I think she still is intending to hold on to this connection and just kind of work on her own stability, but also holding back energy from the masculine, just kind of setting back and letting him figure things out, right? So Four of Wands coming up for the desired outcome of the feminine. This card's really beautiful. This is actually the first time I've used this deck in a reading on my channel, so I haven't really worked with it very much, but I love that the crows are like kissing with their little sharp ass beaks. Like, how's that even possible? This is divine union. It's marriage, it's stability. It also kind of reminds me of the Lovers a little bit with the two crows kissing. It's everything. It's all that the feminine has been trying to manifest this whole time. That's all she's ever wanted, was this union with her divine masculine. But overall, we already know from last week that she's already in union with herself. And so she's going to continue to work hard at maintaining this equilibrium within her, okay, knowing that eventually it will manifest into the physical, okay? So really powerful cards for the masculine and feminine. I'm going to work with the Osho Zen and see what is the obstacle, or what is the challenge for the masculine. My nose is itching now. So what is the challenge for the masculine? Integration. Okay, and what is the challenge for the feminine? What is the challenge for the feminine, please? Okay, so the mutual challenge, we have fighting. So I think that right now there could still be a little bit of an aggressive energy lingering in the collective from Mars going direct. And so perhaps maybe one or both of you could be anxious or a little bit worried about conflict. And maybe this could also be like metaphorically like fighting demons. Because these two figures back here, they're not really real. They're made out of shadow and air and dust. And so I think that perhaps both of you are kind of bracing yourselves in a sense. You know, feminine, you're doing so by just being alert and expecting, you know, perhaps preparing yourself for if something bad happens. Looking out, basically, making sure that you're safe. And then the masculine is quite literally preparing by working on his soul purpose, okay? Gaining stability, like it said in the book, financially and spiritually. And so perhaps right now the struggle in general is like fighting to keep going on the journey, and fighting those demons, dealing with shadow work and things like that, okay? So interesting. And so for the masculine, I think this is really funny too. This has been kind of a funny reading because the challenge for the masculine is integration. So quite literally, the challenge is bringing this connection into union. There is an awareness though, okay? And so I just want it to be known, like, with this individual here, with this balanced sun and moon holding the yin yang, with the crown chakra opening, the rainbow, the balance of the fire, and it's like there's so much balance here already. It's like the masculine is fully aware of what this is. I'm pretty sure. It's like he knows. He may not know exactly like the term twin flame. He may, but he knows this is deeper. This is spiritual. He knows that like you guys are supposed to be together, and so now he's got this yin yang in his hands. He's like, okay, what the fuck do I do with this now? How do I make this into union with my person and the physical? So now, where the feminine's been worrying and doing all of this fretting and changing and all of this, you know, ascension and all these things that she's been doing, now the masculine, as I said, is kind of catching up now, and they're like, oh shit, okay, yeah, I see now, and now what do I do? They're trying to follow, I feel like, again, in the feminine's footsteps, because the feminine achieved union within herself, and so now the masculine's like, oh, okay, well, someone just passed me this ball, and now what do I do? What's the next step? They're planning that, and that's the struggle. They're trying to figure out, as I said, with this Page of Wands, they're trying to figure out how to kind of make it happen, right? And so with the feminine, her challenge is, the feminine's challenge is aloneness. And so guys, when you are going through your spiritual journey, 99.9% of the time, you will be alone, okay? You'll get to the point where nobody is resonating with you on your level anymore, and it can be quite lonely sometimes. You might feel like you have no one, but you know, that could also be a reason why the rabbit spirit animal's popping up for you, because you're feeling that. You're feeling that pressure. You're feeling that lack. And so that's kind of the same pitfall that the feminine falls into a lot, right? Not seeing things manifesting into the physical and only feeling them energetically can cause you to feel very alone, or feel, like I said earlier with the Empress and Daenerys Targaryen, that crazy energy. Okay, you start to kind of get that stir crazy feeling like, oh, okay, I'm doing all this work. I know, like energetically, I feel that this is supposed to be happening, but it's not, right? And so this is also the Hermit card, all right? So again, more enlightenment too. I think that the feminine could be just struggling with continuing to go on this journey of enlightenment by herself, and rightfully so, right? But like I said, don't allow the thoughts of what you don't have to stop you from moving forward into that journey, into that ascension, okay? So perhaps maybe the feminine, you need to go a little bit inward right now and focus truly, and not allow yourself to fall back from this victory and success that you're obviously achieving. So yeah, don't slide backwards. But I'm going to go ahead and get some energy from the Rumi Oracle as advice from Spirit and see what it says. I will tell you intuitively what I feel from the card, but I do think I also want to look through the book as well, because I think I've only ever used this deck one time, and it was actually in my very, very first twin flame reading I ever did. So if you guys are new to my channel and you are like just finding this channel for the first time and you've not seen any of my other videos, or if you just joined a little while back, go back and watch that very first video, and tell me from then until now how much has changed for you in your own spiritual journey. So let's see. I'm going to cut like I do with my others, since this deck is a little hard to shuffle. So let's see what we have for the masculine. We have, she offers the sacred wine, so drink. Wow, interesting. And for the feminine, we have Sacred Soul Sister. So let's go ahead and pull up these meanings really fast, because for this card here, for the masculine, I just feel like right now he's just being so tempted to follow the feminine, that he is starting to harness his own creativity. That's exactly what I'm seeing in this card. That's exactly what I'm seeing. You see the light, guys? The masculine is so inspired by that light. Look at that sensual energy that she's in. It's like the feminine is orchestrating this whole like light show for the masculine, and he's just so tempted to follow it. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. So let's look and see how this book works real fast. So we have six. Okay, so it goes by numbers. That's beautiful. So 32 might mean something to someone as well. And so guys, also just to let you know, this is a deck by Alana Fairchild it was recommended for twin flames. It's the Rumi Oracle, and if you don't know Rumi, he was like a famous like philosopher and has like the most amazing poetry. I actually share a birthday with Rumi, September 30th, so very, very cool. As I do talk about a lot of the same things that I see he wrote about. So anyway, so she offers the sacred wine, so drink. Let's read this. So, beloved, you are being offered a gift that is beyond your understanding. This gift is from the hand of the divine beloved, an offering to you that will lift you beyond what you have known into the next opening of your inner eye, of your heart, of your soul, so that it may caress the earth with the light of heaven. Wow. So I feel like I just said, it's like you're being gifted. The masculine's being gifted by the feminine's light, okay? It is inspiring him to create and to go after what it is that he feels in their soul that they're supposed to do, that they're supposed to follow. This wasn't just some fleeting temptation. This was like temptation from the divine saying, here, this is the path that you should be on. But it maybe came in kind of a weird package, and so it might have been scary at first, right? But a gift from the divine is a gift from the divine. We don't always see it every time. Just like the Four of Cups, we don't always see the opportunity coming in from the divine when it's first given to us, right? Because we're still focused on 3D things. But when that message keeps circling back around, and eventually you're going to just wake up and be like, aha, I see now. I'm supposed to be on this path. Yeah, well, duh. The universe has been showing you for how long, masculine? How long? A very long time. And so like I said, I feel like this whole reading is like the masculine's finally like on board, starting to take action creatively into following the feminine's footsteps, okay? And so let's see, what do we have for the feminine? So yeah, I think the advice from Spirit, if you're a masculine watching this, is to continue to follow that light. Continue to allow yourself to be drawn in by it, because you're being drawn in for a reason, okay? It's all a part of the divine plan. So for the feminine, we have Sacred Soul Sister. So we have an actual excerpt here. So when you are conscious, a cloud of sadness surrounds you. When you are beyond consciousness, the moon rests in your arms. When you are consciousness, the beloved moves out of your reach. When you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. When you are conscious, you are depressed like fall. When you are beyond consciousness, the winter cold feels like spring. All your wavering is due to your longing to be stable. Look for instability until you become stable. Rumi. So, wow, so feminine. There is a valid point of view that we travel this path of our life journey alone. Our deepest descents into the psyche happen alone. But what did I just say, guys? What did I just say? We meet death alone and come into the world alone, and yet there is a vaster perspective that we are never alone, that it would be impossible to really be alone, because we are connected to all of life, and there is no such thing as being alone in reality, only in limited and temporary perception. So perception is in the mind, right? So feminine, the message here for you is you might perceive that you're alone, but you're really not, okay? You're never alone. You are never alone. You might feel lonely, physically, yeah, but you're never actually alone, okay? Because you're never separate from your twin. You and your twin are the same soul. You cannot escape that. So the thoughts that you hear a lot of times are that shared consciousness. Okay, and so as the poem was saying, when you are conscious, meaning on on a surface level or like ego conscious, you only see things from a certain perspective. When you're beyond consciousness, so when you dip into that divine feminine energy and go into the subconscious, and you start to trust your inner knowing and the fact that we are all one, that we are all a part of the source, you will realize that alone isn't really actually a thing. You're never alone. Okay, separation is an illusion, all right? And everything that you're going through right now, at all of these trials and tribulations, it's all for a reason, and you already know that. I don't have to tell you. So I'm going to go ahead and get some messages from, ooh, a feather. Goodness. I'm going to get some messages from the Divine Feminine Oracle and see what messages the feminine has for the masculine. What does the feminine have to say to the got caught on my pocket. Okay, so we have 2. I'm just going to leave it there actually. And let's see what we have for the masculine. Deepest apologies to those of you who just heard me burp on my microphone. I really didn't mean it, I promise. Or did I? Ow. Okay, and I'm slowly bending over to pick up this card because I'm very sore from the gym, guys, which is why I did not start this video sitting down. So let's see what we have for the feminine to the masculine. By loving you, I love myself. So understanding, again, you know, the source, where does the love come from? It comes from within. So by loving the masculine, the feminine's actually loving herself. So again, letting go of any resentment or any type of feelings of stank energy towards the masculine and just loving them unconditionally. By doing that, by showing the masculine that you love and accept them for who exactly they are and not having any expectations of them, that you just fucking love them because they're them, you're actually magnifying that love within yourself. Okay, so beautiful energy from the feminine. My nose is itching again. So we have, I am not my body, I am not my mind, I am my soul. So right now, again, we see the feminine struggling with keeping out of her thoughts and focusing on the justice that she knows is coming to her. And so that's great energy coming from the feminine, realizing that she's a soul, that she's not the thoughts in her mind, that's just a narrative. It's not her, it's not who she is. So let's see if we can kind of slide these over because I'm not really sure how much the masculine has. I just saw a little chunk. Okay, we only have 3. So I'm discovering my life purpose and following my passion. Yes, you are, masculine with the spider energy. Absolutely you are. You are. I love that. The intensity of our connection scares me. Of course it does, with the King of Swords again. And yes, I'm laughing again because it is scary sometimes. Think of how scary. Okay, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Game of Thrones, honestly, what are you even doing with yourself? Please just go watch it so that I don't have to spoil it for you. But if you don't like spoilers, then just go ahead and fast forward like 10 seconds. So think about how fucking crazy Daenerys ended up being in the end, right? She went crazy. She went insane. And so a lot of people who rooted for her ended up like disliking her in the end because she went after her passion, and it was scary, and people were scared and afraid of her. But I think that also speaks to the feminine's journey. It is kind of scary when you see someone standing in their full-blown power. No pun intended when I said blown, because, you know, she went ham. You know she did. I had a Mother of Dragons t-shirt that I don't really wear out in public anymore because I'm like, listen, I would not do that to that town, okay? You just already know. But the Empress energy is a little bit intimidating sometimes, especially with the King of Swords. So how many times do we get this card for the masculine? I feel like we get it in almost every single reading. And there are so many cards here, guys. So I was lying to myself about you so I could block out the pain of you not being in my life. So masculine is coming to terms with their own truth, okay? Again, seeing things in a different perspective, realizing perhaps, you know, the error of their ways, and understanding that they were just doing so from a place of ego. They felt so much pain when there was that separation, but they just tried to block it out, right? They tried to pretend like it wasn't there. And by doing so, they ended up having to deal with it even harder, okay? Because with this type of a connection, if you think that you get hounded with signs feminine, you are not the only one. It's the masculine too. They are being reminded incessantly of the path that they are supposed to be on, okay? It's just a little bit harder for the masculine to wake up because they are not they're not the twin who knows the shit, right? They're the unawakened twin. So the conscious twin, conscious on a material and physical level, whereas we go deeper into the subconscious, which is why, again, we look a little crazy sometimes, you know, talking about spiritual stuff like twin flames, and the masculine's over here like, yeah, I just know that I get a really nice feeling when I'm around you. They're not on that same level of where we are. And so again, with all of this energy, and it's been consistent, the masculines are waking up, okay? They are coming to terms with their truth. They are starting to follow, as I say truth and my throat cuts out. They are starting to follow the light that the feminine has been shining for so long, okay? And it's only a matter of time. So, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I know I did very much. Again, all of my information is in the description box below. If you want to chat, purchase a private reading, check me out on social media. All of that stuff is down there. But other than that, guys, I will see you next week for your December forecast already. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I hope you guys are being safe. I hope you guys are well, and I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye.